What's the likelihood of a empire falling, America falling? What's the likelihood of an empire falling?
Pretty damn high.
Yeah.
Really?
Historically.
I'm asking you, what do you think?
20%.
Okay, you say what?
I'd say at least 40 to 50%.
Okay, I think it's inevitable. It's just a matter of, is it 100 years from now, 500 years
Yes.
from now, 1,000? I think it's 100% if you ask me.
Yes, that's true.
Because a 5
Yeah.
billion infinity, I think it's eventually going to fall, right?
Right.
So what is really the responsibilities of the citizen of that era? Of that era, what is our responsibility? The responsibility of the citizens of our era today, 2021, is to make sure this generation is not the one that falls.
Right.
Neither next or the following, because we have what?
Kids and
grandkids.
grandkids, yes.
So our job is to keep that going for 2 more generations. It's why we have to care about it. Now, what causes an empire to fall? What causes a great empire to fall? What typically happens? What are symptoms of a great empire falling?
Well, I mean,
Thinking that you can't fall.
That's exactly
Yes,
what he was
yeah.
saying, naivete.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're being too naive to think that'll never happen. What else?
well, I mean, historically, if you look at history, it's been, I'm sorry, world power's been overturned because of dictatorship. Right?
Okay.
They don't like. So dictatorship to me is
Giving too much trust into one person.
one person.
Poor
Okay.
leadership.
Fine,
Well, yeah.
so I'm writing this down. So,
So
number
dicta-
one is naivete.
naivete. Number 2 would be to overthrowing a dictator, right? Kind of like what they did in Iran, right? They overthrew. And by the way, what they tried to do with Fidel Castro, by the way, Fidel Castro's brother, Raul Castro, just
Yeah.
stepped down.
Yep.
But look,
The replacement is still a communist, but
yes.
the Castro just stepped
the
down.
Castro
Yeah.
just stepped down. And then also to me would be definitely socialism, because communism will come in the form of socialism.
So rather than saying socialism or communism, what does that mean? Is it all the wealth
You
that
weaken the-
empire
yes, of
created?
course.
They start overspending the wealth.
Yes,
Is that
yes, because
is-
that's historically that's what's happening.
So you overspend. Like what happens? A billionaire family dies, a rich family dies. The money goes to who? The inheritance goes to the kids, and the kids never earn the money. What do they do?
Silver
Dude,
spoon effect, and
Exactly.
then all of a sudden
so
they're not
we
used to
are
having the
we
money.
are essentially experiencing a bit of that with
Yes.
America. Men from the richest country in the world to now with the most debt. No one
Right.
has more debt than
America.
we have. Let's just
Yes.
face it.
We
are,
also have the highest GDP to potentially reverse course.
Yeah, but we have today to, if you really break down the unpaid commitment to Social Security, Medicare, our national debt, 24 trillion. Our debt is 50 times. No, let me put it 25 times to 30 times more than our GDP. Okay, so that means you make $40,000 a year. You have $1.2 million in credit card debt. That's America today, if you want to put that in perspective. Let me say that one more time. America's making 40 grand a year, and it has a $1.2 million credit card.
You're saying unfunded liabilities, future liabilities with
We got
Medicare, Social
$24
Security.
trillion of debt.
You're not talking
We got
about
Medicare,
you're not talking
Social
about what
Security.
GDP is versus the actual debt. I think that's like at 100% right
Even
now.
if no, it's not 100%.
Because GDP is what, 20 trillion?
What are you talking about? The
17
GDP
trillion?
No.
What's the GDP of the United States?
Oh my gosh! Can you pull up GDP of U.S.? GDP of U.S. is you're thinking a different number. You're not thinking GDP of U.S.
20 trillion, Pat.
Okay, so say $20 trillion.
I just did.
Wait, say GDP is $20 trillion. Hang on a second.
And what's our debt? 25 trillion? 40 trillion?
Go to collective unpaid debt.
Oh, that's obviously
Total
a
U.S.
lot
unpaid. That's how you calculate your
Okay,
debt, though.
fair enough. That's
If
what I was asking you to
calculate your
clarify.
Yeah, if you calculate
You're
your
talking
unpaid,
about what we owe in Social Security, what
Yes.
we owe in Medicaid.
We are total unpaid
I'm
debt.
right
If you
there
go on
with
the
you, bro.
website, go to the debt clock that we have. Go to debt clock.
It's probably at 27 trillion.
Okay,
I'm
check
gonna
this
guess.
out. Let me show this to you.
28 trillion.
National debt is 28.
Overnight, we lost another
National
trillion.
debt is 28, but there's a number of total debt that we have is in
Unfunded
the 100 and,
liabilities.
100 unfunded U.S. liabilities is
Yes.
what? $162 trillion.
That's
Okay,
insane.
that's a lot of money. We have to pay that money, right? Let me explain
That's
to where I'm.
over time, though. That's not. I'm not saying that's not.
But you have to pay that.
Correct.
You have to pay that. Can a $40,000 a year person afford a $400,000 credit card?
No.
No.
Okay. Do you understand like how
Yes.
pathetic that is?
I'm right there
That's
with
a
you.
scary
I'm right
thought.
there with you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So number 3 is what? Overspending the amount of money that you've earned,
Right.
or the generation before you
Yes.
has earned. So how do you want to word that? You want to put a lack of fiscal responsibility?
Well, why don't we pull up what we discussed the other day with based on the World Economic Forum stats that United States was doing pretty good. I think we were number 17 in the world or whatever as far as economic freedom, we did this.
That's economic freedom.
Okay, economic freedom.
Continue. We're talking.
And the one thing that we sucked at, 32%,
was it regulation or what was it?
No, our fiscal
responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
We were
that's right.
37. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So let's
Scary.
go through it. Number one, naivete. Number two is too much trust into one person. Number three is what? Lack of fiscal responsibility.
I agree. Right.
What else is it?
war.
Okay, what kind of war?
Yeah.
Any kind of war, nuclear war, bio
Empire
warfare.
fallen, fine. Let's put war.
Well,
What else
traditionally it wasn't
sure.
nuclear. But
What else we put? That's war. What else you want to put? What else is another reason why this happens? Okay.
Invasion?
Kai, you want to put
War.
invasion?
That's
Yeah.
war.
I have one I want to put in, but let me see what he's going to say. Huh?
People get lazy.
I think it's kind of part of four, but let's put laziness, sluggard, right? What I would
fat
add,
and cocky.
to it is a spirit of division within the nation.
Civil war, yeah.
A spirit of division within the nation. What else
Happening
is
now.
it? Exactly.
Yeah.
What else is it?
I think level of comfort and not willing to seek pain or not willing.
That's
to
kind of
Laziness.
lazy. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. So can we also put a lack of education in people are being overly entertained, and how do you define that? More entertainment than education. So let's put entertainment over education. And then the other one I was going to say is our morals drop. We
Yeah.
morally lose our values and principles because
Right.
look, even something as basic as save your money, right? They say that's a very morally values and principle, conservative philosophy, saving money, right? So what's the eighth one? Values and principles
Yes.
down the drain, right?
Yes.
We don't really care anymore what you're doing. Oh, go ahead, it's okay. Oh, go ahead, it's okay. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. It's, everything's it's okay, right? How much of this is happening today in America? Naivete. Where are we at with that?
Oh my God. Ridiculous.
Too much trust in one person.
Yes.
Okay.
Already happening.
How about lack
That's been happening. Okay.
lack of fiscal? I actually don't think we're fully there. Where it's
No.
too
But-
much trust in one
no,
person. I
but-
don't think
but-
people trust Biden. I don't even think Democrats trust Biden.
No.
So we're not there
Same for Trump,
yet.
though, guys.
It was Trump and Obama. They're very similar because there was a lot of trust in Obama. There was a lot of trust in Trump from the right. There was zero trust in Trump from the left. Zero.
Right.
So we've not gotten to this
Collectively,
point.
you're talking about collectively.
We're not there yet.
Yes, collectively.
Right? Where we're giving one person
Right.
too much power. The
Collectively.
good news with America is no one man has had too much power in America.
Yeah.
That's a very big benefit. We have to understand. That's the insurance policy.
Look at
Right.
look at your friend Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir
He's got. I
Putin,
mean,
yeah.
he's got a lot of trust in him, bro.
That's exactly
Yep.
what we're going through this.
Yep.
Lack of fiscal responsibility. I think that's a check because
Yes.
we don't have any of it today.
Fully
So-
agree.
So far I got two of them. War, we don't have it right now.
Thank God.
Okay? Yeah. So 5, lazy. We have that
Yes.
right now. We can't say we don't have that right now.
And
Everything
in
is,
addition to that, I would say fat and lazy.
I put fat
People
as
are
well.
dying from COVID not because they're
87%
yeah.
were fat. Some ridiculous
Exactly.
percentage came back up. Yeah, okay. So 6 is a spirit of division.
Yes,
I'm going to put a check.
100%.
We're absolutely divided
Yeah.
today. If you
Yes.
think about the... you
not
know,
here on the PBD podcast though.
we can easily have any kind of discourse
here,
and we'll
baby.
still go have a shot at, we'll have good dinner afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Entertainment over education. Are we consuming more entertainment
Hell
on
yeah,
social?
that's
Yeah,
correct.
Ridiculous.
How about the last one is we've lost our values and principles? Has that happened yet?
It's not looking in the right
we're
direction,
not- yeah,
but I don't
not
think
there.
we're there
We're
yet.
not there yet, but we're very much in that direction.
So then
America.
we got
We're on the speed train
So
of
then
it.
we got 2 here: values and principles, and no one man has had too much power. And I got to add war as well.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3. So the reason why I'm talking about this is sometimes, Adam, we're in the life insurance business. Okay, let's
Yep.
face it, it's not the sexiest business. When you tell somebody you're in insurance,
Ricky
they're like,
makes it sexy though, baby. He
but-
pops that
but that's-
collar with
that's
the
'cause
gets iced
it's
out.
Ricky and Erica. But when you
That's
think
true.
about it, it's not the sexiest business. Matter of fact, gets a lot of shots taken at it, right? You
Mm-hmm.
get real estate is sexy. Oh my gosh, keys, house,
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
sexy business to be part of. Life insurance, like, oh my gosh, babe, close the door, don't answer the phone. He just wants to sell us a life insurance policy. Great. Until people realize there's scientific research shown that 100% of people die. Okay, this is
true.
market research of thousands of years that 100% of people die,
Yeah.
except for Enoch, and I think one other person was taken. Everybody else has been
Who's Enoch?
It's a biblical
Okay.
reference here, but so 100% of people die. Now, when it comes down to life insurance, guess how people are with life insurance? Oh my gosh, give me a flip and break.
Yeah.
And then I'm so glad I bought it.
Right.
I didn't think this was happening. I'm not telling you, the empire is going to fall. All I'm saying is we need an insurance policy against it. And the level of arrogance to not have it is what causes a lot of these great empires to fall. So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.